playing a Kraft Venetian Archtop guitar made by the Stromberg Company in Chicago. This is a style called the Venetian shape, or the Venetian style, that was made by Stromberg for this line of guitars from 1928 to 1935. It's liked by guitar players because of its volume and clarity. There's a good article written up in a book called Guitar Stories Volume 2 by Michael Wright that features an excellent history of the company and of this particular guitar. Mine is a late 1920s guitar made in either 1928 or 1929, and it's a Style B Venetian. Style B means that it has a maple back and sides. They also made a Style A, which was mahogany back and sides, and a top-of-the-line Style C, which featured Brazilian rosewood back and sides, and also came with more decorative inlay position markers up and down the fretboard, and a little fancier purfling and binding around the edges of the guitar. All of the models, A, B, and C, featured a solid spruce arched top, a mahogany neck, a hardwood fretboard made out of some sort of mystery wood that was dyed black to resemble ebony, and they also featured this unusually shaped peghead overlaid with plastic known affectionately as mother of toilet seat, because toilet seats have been made out of this, but it also somewhat resembles mother of pearl. This is a 12 fret model, and those models were made in 1928 and 1929. Then at the end of 1929, the company converted and replaced the 12 fret model with a 14 fret model. They both had the same scale length of 25 3/4 inches, so that required that the bridge be moved to accommodate the new 14 fret neck, and that in turn necessitated making some adjustments to the bracing inside the guitar under the soundboard. So the result was that the 14 fret guitars sound quite different from the 12 fret guitars. It's not a case of better or worse, but they do just sound different from one another. All of these guitars feature a bolt-on neck that's both removable and adjustable. And there are lots of good websites and other YouTube videos concerning this neck joint, so I'm not going to go into further details on that here, other than to say that it is adjustable. The bridge on this guitar is not the original bridge, but it's a good replacement. It's an archtop, a pretty standard archtop bridge that's adjustable here by means of these two thumb screws. So if I can set the neck angle at approximately the right place for decent action, then I can make fine-tuning adjustments here at the bridge and set the action exactly where I want it. The pickguard is missing on this guitar, but that was okay with me because I don't particularly like pickguards, and so I've simply filled the two screw holes where the original pickguard was mounted. These are really excellent guitars for fingerstyle playing, and you can play folk, blues, ragtime, or most any other fingerstyle genre that you care to. The neck is a little wider on these models, and up here at the nut it's 1 13/16 inches wide, which I find very, very comfortable. The combination of an arched top with a round sound hole is somewhat unusual, but I also like that a lot because I believe the arched top gives the clarity that's common in normal F-hole archtop guitars, whereas the round sound hole, I think, delivers a bit of warmth that you might like from flat top guitars with round sound holes. I've also installed a sound hole pickup here in this guitar, and I'm not using it today, but when I plug it in through my acoustic amplifier, it really makes the guitar sound fantastic. Now, when I received this guitar 6 months ago, I was surprised to learn that it was in unplayable condition because it had been represented as being in great condition. Several things were wrong with it, but mostly they were neck-related issues. The neck was badly bowed in the center section, so the action was very high. The fingerboard was cracked in 2 places from the nut all the way down to the other end of the fretboard. Fretboard was badly worn, and because the neck and fretboard had dried out over the 80 years or so of this guitar's life, all of the frets were extending well beyond the edges of the fingerboard, which made it very uncomfortable to play. And finally, this end of the fingerboard, which is cantilevered, and it's actually suspended above the body, so there's air underneath between the soundboard and the bottom of the fretboard. That end of the fretboard was warped upward pretty badly, so that anytime you would try to fret notes down in this area where the neck meets the body, the strings would always just impinge on the highest fret there and buzz. So the guitar was completely unplayable. The repairs that I made then were to first start by removing the neck of the guitar and removing the frets. Then I turned the neck and fretboard assembly over upside down and put them on a planer, a planing device, a planing machine, and I planed the old rotten fretboard completely off the guitar all the way down to the mahogany surface of the upper mahogany surface of the neck. Now at that point I realized there was no truss rod, which explained why the neck had been warped in the first place. So I first cut a channel and installed a carbon fiber truss rod. Next I built a new fretboard out of solid ebony, and it's in 3 layers. You may be able to see the upper layer that's thick, and then below that a white layer of maple, and below that another black layer of ebony. The maple and ebony extend all the way up along the length of the neck to the nut, and the result is a stiffer fretboard, especially in this cantilevered section that hangs out over the body and is otherwise unsupported. So I think that the future of this guitar is probably better than its past. And other repairs that I made were to install a spruce plate in this area of the soundboard, underneath the soundboard, basically just to strengthen the upper end of this guitar, where you can probably see a very significant arching. I mean, it's supposed to be that way, but sometimes they're prone to cave in if they're not adequately supported. Next, I built a metal plate that I added to this original tailpiece, and this metal plate simply has the function of covering up some cosmetic imperfections down in this area. Finally, I installed a new set of tuners. These are Stuart McDonald's vintage reproduction tuners, and they're very high quality, but they look old, and I thought it kind of brought this guitar's appearance back to something close to what it was originally when it came out of the factory. So overall, I think the repairs that I did were very, very successful, and I'm pleased with the result. So let's hear what it sounds like. I'll play a short medley of 2 tunes by Blind Blake that were recorded in the 1920s. So there you have it, a late 1920s Kraft Venetian Style B 12 fret guitar.